How's it going, TJ?
All right.
What are you guys talking about on defensively? Shane said after the Missouri game that maybe you guys tried to scale it down a little, maybe make it more base. What were the adjustments for what you guys called for Missouri?
No, it wasn't nothing really specific that we did. It was just trying to match up better. They wanted a little run with it. I think they scored 3 touchdowns unanswered. So it was just trying to cut all that out. Not really crazy.
TJ, I know we're in the middle portion of the season, but in terms of just trying to help this program moving forward and being able to help these underclassmen, how important during a stretch like this will it be for the upperclassmen to be able to teach these younger guys to deal with adversity, and how important will be just leadership these next couple weeks?
I've been telling the guys, trying to just make sure everybody's staying in the fight. We're not having the season we expected to have, but, we got 5 games left. Make a bowl game, leave this place better than what we found it. And just trying to keep the young guys on the ship. I ain't want nobody heads to get low, and we're all just trying to keep everybody up.
Speaking of the young guys, just with all the injuries on both sides of the ball for y'all, just what have you seen in these practices from these guys that are trying to step up and fill the holes for you?
Everybody's, like I said, just staying in the fight. The younger guys know, guys on the offensive line, defensive line, guys know the shoes to be filled in. Everybody's not 100%, and we need everybody right now.
You've played a lot more this year, started a couple of times for the first time. Where would you assess yourself through 7 games, and what's the next step for you going into these last 5?
Through 7 games, I feel like I played all right, but I still feel like I haven't played my best ball. I feel like these next 5 games, you guys will really see what 90 about.
TJ, it seems like it was a tale of 2 halves last week against Missouri. What's it going to take from your perspective to have a complete game defensively?
Just everybody buying in, not getting tired of the little things. We preach it every week. It's going to be a game of one-on-one battles. And as long as everybody's sticking to that motto, winning your one-on-one battles, I think we'll be all right. We just got to tie that into a full game, like you said.
TJ, with all the injuries you guys are dealing with on the offensive line, does that impact you guys on the defensive side in practice, and how are you kind of, getting the reps that you need in with so many of those guys banged up?
It doesn't really affect us as much as it does those guys, because either way we're going at them. Trying to make sure the guys who haven't seen much reps are still getting good reps against us. We're not really scaling it back against those guys. We're trying to show them this is what it's going to be like in game. So we're just trying to make sure those guys are prepared for us, to come for.
TJ, who are some of the younger players that maybe aren't playing that much that you've been impressed with? Who are some guys that we need to keep our eyes on going forward?
You mean offense and defense? And really? Yeah. Well, Nick Harbor been getting a little bit of play time lately. He definitely be impressing in practice daily. Some younger guys. I know Jamal on the D line. He flashes here and now and then. He just got to keep himself consistent. Vakari Swain has really been looking good. He had a few one-on-one reps that impressed me, but those are just 3 off the top of my. Oh, Tyshawn too. Russell. I know he had that drop last game, but he gonna be a good player for us.
Turnovers can kind of be, a lucky thing sometimes, but Coach Beamer's kind of talked about that, hey, if we're going to win games, we need to win the turnover battle and stuff. How is that being emphasized in practice, and are there things that you guys can do as defenders to help make sure that there are more turnovers?
We definitely been getting out of our groove as far as turnovers-wise. It's not really like us. We definitely going to get back on that, and as far as emphasizing it, in practice, I think today during the scout period, I think we might have forced 7 fumbles. So the guys are definitely on that, paying attention to that, really trying to nail it in our brains, knowing that turnovers is a big part of how we can easily win 2 or 3 of these past games, getting the ball back to a guy like number 7 on our offense and just let him do what he do.
How much recruiting have you been doing with some of those guys in Marion that that I guess one's got an offer? How much are you talking to?
Kwashi, my cousin, we just offered him, I think, last week. I definitely been trying to convince him, come over here. My brother, I don't know if we've been talking to him, but I've definitely been trying to talk to him, trying to get him here too. I don't know what the coach is doing with that, but besides those 2, nah.
Coach Beamer was kind of talking about on Sunday. You guys, obviously the offensive line is losing a lot of guys with injuries and stuff, and in practice, you guys are having to throw like tight ends in on the scout team on the O line. Do you feel like you're getting like the best you can from the scout team in terms of like what you're able to do defensively during practice?
I mean, those guys might not be tackles, but those guys, when they're coming in giving us looks, they're not like just leaning over, letting us push them. Those guys are actually working, competing, trying to get us better. So I appreciate those guys that had to really step in an uncomfortable situation. I know some of those guys would rather run routes than have to go in there and block one of me or Boogie or Jordan on the edge. So I really appreciate those guys. Yeah, appreciate y'all.